To start with, I had a nice, mossy, compact, dirty gravel driveway. I liked it aesthetically. Now there's this gigantic pit in it from the tractor turning around. Big boulders, everything's loose and shit now. Gonna have to bring in some sort of compactor to get it back to normal, because that's right where the wheels turn. It's gonna be a big muddy ditch for the foreseeable future till I break my back and get a compactor and fix that. 3 old sheets of plywood. I raked all the branches out of the pit and off my driveway and piled them up on there. Wood chips are mine, that's great. Asked him to leave the wood chips. Didn't ask him to shoot all this unknown fir chip down here, whatever. Had a nice lawn, maybe you can see over here. Try to take care of my grass pretty good, like golf, and I hit a lot of golf balls, so this was a nice flat lawn anyway. Now it's just a monster mud pit. It's got branches driven in by a tractor 12 inches deep, buried, becoming cemented in the mud. I don't know what kind of regrade, restoration is going to be required here. And I'm a lawn guy. I'm just like, holy shit. Look at all the branches smashed into the mud again and again and again. I mean, and these pits are 8 inches deep, full of water, treaded out, smashed in sticks everywhere. What the shit? This is 3 weeks later. Still huge piles of branches here. Mountains of wood, gigantic wood, all over the patio, the gathering place. So the tree fell from where you see the cuts up there to the full roof line over here, magically suspended by a rope I had tied up there. More than just a rope, like a giant old nautical, like 3-inch monster. And it literally kept half of the tree at the trunk suspended off of this side, and the rest of it was on the house in between. There was a little bit of branches down here. Most of it stayed high. Most of it landed on the house. Broke some shit up there, but it's kind of amazing. You could pick your way through here by foot, up and down, under the branches, get through to the other side. It was still a lawn then. Had grass. It was still flat. The tree nicely didn't break any of these paving stones. Have them all the way throughout my yard, all the way to the other end of that property, out in the front yard as well. They weren't broken by the tree, but the tractor and the tree falling smashed them up pretty good. Especially this one, the biggest one. My favorite. It's like Pennsylvania blue sandstone. Doggone it. Like the first step off of the patio. Have a laurel hedge here. Another laurel hedge out front. Try not to keep them too formal, because I kind of think it's nice. They're a little bit shaggy, but they serve their purpose. They create division of space, and like that a lot. And over here I did have a third pretty awesome laurel hedge. It sort of cornered in the patio and gave a backstop for wind. It reflected our fires that we would have in the fire pit here. Had our furniture back there. All this furniture we see up here, which they moved away from here so they could drop the rest of the tree that stood up this way down onto my laurel hedge. Look at this branch. Call it a branch. Yeah. pretty massive. Was enough to destroy the laurel hedge. I've been pruning on it for 15 years, you know. Some of it's here, tiny bit here. I don't really fault them for anything on what would be the north side of the tree here, because that's approximately directly where the tree fell. So anything that came right out of the original break, right here, this monstrous thing, super huge. It came down right here. That's fine. Came out of this gigantic hole and didn't really do a lot of damage to the ground. When they took out the rest of the tree on the south side, they just dropped it right down, as big and hard as you can imagine, and fucking destroyed my hedge massively. And they worked fast, which I didn't fault them for that. That was kind of cool at first, but they got going so fast that anything was in the way, they just smashed it out of the way. So here it's pretty hard to see, I guess. Nice cedar. I think the top 25 feet or so kind of were tough for the guy to negotiate when he was dropping the maple. So he topped it. Just fucking topped it. Whatever. It's just a big tall cedar tree. Get it out of my way so I can smash this laurel hedge down below me. So that all happened in one day. 3 weeks later, they have been back to look. The guy that arranged all this, who did not destroy my yard, he wasn't here for that, but his crew sure was. Trying to get an invoice for what happened here. It's a little awkward to be charged for someone coming in and smashing up your whole entire yard. Here back behind the tree, there was never any wood on the ground back here. This all came down way back here, tossed around. Here's that rope. Super badass rope. This is holding up the whole tree. And I went up there to check the knot while I had a chance during the frenzy of cleanup. And a guy says, "Hey, don't untie that rope. That's holding the whole tree up." I'm like, "Yeah, no doubt. That's amazing, isn't it?" And I said I wasn't untying it. I was just checking the knot. And I want to verify with you guys that that's the tree it all came off of. Here's some of the cedar. Awesome. That you don't mess the rope up. Like, I care about this rope. Please respect the rope and be careful with my stuff. They're like, yeah. They got me the rope, but holy crap, man. Freaking destroyed my hedge. Smashed the living shit out of it. They were big logs they had to drop, but I've worked on trees my whole life. This is a sweet passageway, but try not to fall over getting through here. Maybe it'll look like a passageway again someday, but Jesus. Anyway, I don't even know where I was. There wasn't wood everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's wood on the ground. Where there wasn't, it's like they were retiring like ordnance by blowing it up on the top of my maple and just letting shit fall everywhere, smashing the crap out of the ground, and then disappearing for 3 weeks. And I can't even get an invoice. Can't even get them to tell me how much I owe for the work they've done. insisting that, yeah, it's just, you know, your insurance will pay for what we got to do next or whatever. Like, don't worry about it, we'll get it done. But I'm saying, please just tell me how much you're charging me to come and destroy my yard, cover it with branches, smash the shit out of my lawn, make a huge ditch in my driveway, leave your fucking plywood. Ay, caramba. Anyway, that's the fucking grand tour. What's left to be done? I'm gonna try to get some staple gun and see if I can't find the top of that cedar and staple it back up there. Fuck it, or duct tape, it'll hold. Fucking shit. Had them leave the tree. I like the maybe nurse tree aspect of it. Kind of cool hollow top of that ladder there, but you can look down at the ground through the hollow middle. My bad letting it go that far, but anyway, that's my documentation of holy crap, man, what a mess. What have I gotten myself into? Why won't they give me a bill? And what happens next? Chips are rad. Really nice maple chips. Kind of try to take decent care of my place. But this is just a shit show. It's never looked this bad since the day I moved here 23 years ago. I mean, it's just literally like a fucking bomb went off in the top of that tree and branches went in every direction. Someone kind of sawed up the big shit, piled it together, and that's what it looks like. What really happened was my yard was in decent shape. I like to take care of it. I like my little passages, my little valleys, my little alleys, and all that stuff. Little windows of views from here through to the other sides of the yard. Now it looks like hell, and there's tons and tons of gigantic wood which have smashed my hedges that I have to now sacrifice and yard out of there myself. Fix my fucking lawn, and regrade and compact my driveway and get rid of all this bullshit. So yeah, careful, folks. Be careful. Be on it. Don't let this happen to you.